Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. ironrealmmedia is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to Space Lettuce from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Good morning, good morning. We talked the whole night through. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you. Good morning. Here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school. You're dead.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. So what? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
It's Friday, my dudes.
Thank God it's Friday.
OTGIMF. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the IRONWORX. We've made it through another week. And we're here. Well, some of us are here, some of us are not. Zack is here. Zack is got the day off, like a lucky bastard that he is. Walter, I believe, is out in Lafayette, I think, packing up Shell's mom's stuff. Getting all the last of those belongings together. Out and all that good stuff. So there's a good chance he's sleeping right now because he was out there last night packing. So if he's smart, he's sleeping in this morning. Me, I ain't doing nothing. I've been awake off and on basically since about 12:30, 1 o'clock this morning. I did manage to fall back asleep, so it's not quite so bad. Jesus. At least it's Friday. How you doing, Zack?
Oh, I'm heading back out to work.
Well, now you make me sound like a liar. I told everybody you have the day off.
Well, I do. He's not a liar. I absolutely do have the day off. But you can't leave equipment out.
No.
That's a no-no. And we were excited to get out of there. And we had done 2 different jobs and setups, and I had left to sign. It was bound to happen, and they're not cheap. And if we lose them, we pay for them. So yeah, I have to head out to Greenville.
So you say sign, you mean like a big, like a metal...
Orange metal stand. Has, road work ahead on it.
I suspect those aren't cheap.
No.
But I gotta know. I'm real curious. You probably don't even know. I'm just wondering, how much are they?
I think they charge like $80 for the sign.
Oh, fuck. Give me 3.
And then, no, that's just the sign. The stand's like $150. Like there's 2 different parts to it.
We'll start with the sign. I could jerry rig some stuff up. I don't need to pay $150 for a stand. Just give me the MF sign. I can't do the lettering by hand very well. I'd rather have somebody just make me the sign, and I'll figure out what to do with it from there. Still $80. $80 for a metal sign is not bad.
No, it's they're not metal so much. It's like a thick rubber.
That makes sense. In case I get hit by a car, it's not going to turn into a deadly projectile.
Yeah, and we can roll them up, save space. They all break down.
Are metal signs particularly bulky? Like they're only about 3 millimeters wide. I guess the damn stand.
Yeah.
Is the stand rubber and it rolls up too?
No, the stand is solid steel. And it's got 4 legs that are about 3.5 feet long. And the main stand goes up to like 9 feet. It's got like 2 shafts together with a little button in there so you can collapse it.
Huh.
Yeah, they got a little bit of weight to them.
Justin says he wants a high street sign. You know, I got a wild hair.
Always got stolen in my hometown.
Mm-hmm. I got a wild hair at my ass last week and was looking at belt buckles, brass belt buckles. And eBay, in their infinite wisdom, showed me one that said Walt on it, and I almost bought the damn thing for him, but I wasn't sure he'd actually wear it. So what I did buy one that said Herb and one that says Bud. Because they were cheap. Like any sort of like pot reference belt buckle seems to be like they just triple the price because it's a pot reference. But for some reason, the Herb and the Bud slipped through, so I got them real cheap.
Nice.
What's up, Hoary Sheet? I see you there in chat. It's good to see you. Been a hot minute.
Hoary Sheet, yeah. So I got that cigar lighter, right? For work.
Okay.
Well, I didn't realize butane lighters, when they get real cold, they don't want to work anymore. The butane like turns back into a liquid, not so much a gas.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, even my Bic lighter, if I leave my Bic lighter in the car, it doesn't want to work.
Mm-hmm.
Everything constricts. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I had to do with mine. I just put it in my hands and warmed it a little bit and then shook it a little bit and it fired right back up. But I learned I got to put it in my front pocket, not in my chest pocket. Put it in my right, like down by my leg. Stays warmer.
Yeah, that makes sense. Heck, you might be getting a little bit of weather again this weekend. Only a dusting of snow from what I've seen, so I expect anywhere from a dusting to about 6 inches because I don't trust them bastards at all. So we'll see. We'll see. I thought it was supposed to be bitter cold last night, too. And it wasn't. It was the balmy 15 degrees. Not nearly as cold as I thought it was going to be. So silver linings, I guess.
Little silver linings. Yeah, and I want to get this done now before all the morons get out.
Good luck. Ooh. Too late.
The road. Yep, I'm already out here.
And I bet you there's 3 morons within a stone's throw of you right now.
So I got some crazy news yesterday, right?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I haven't talked about this guy too much, you know, but my cousin, growing up, we were thicker than thieves. So we were about 32. We were born about 4 months apart. Grew up in the same town. Never went like more than usually a week without seeing each other, spending the night at the other person's house. You know, we were real tight for a really, really, really long time. And we had a falling out about 14 years ago. And we kind of quit talking. But like there's not many things I can look at and not relate a memory of him to. We'll just say that. You know, we spent a lot of time together. 4 months younger than me. Found out yesterday that he had a heart attack and died.
Oh, shit. That sucks. I'm sorry.
It's the weirdest pain I've ever felt. I mean, we haven't spoken in like 14 years, you know? But the relationship we had was we could go, you know, months without talking or seeing each other. You know, we'd each have our little bender sometimes and go on month-long escapades and down rabbit holes or whatnot. But then when we saw each other again, it was like we were hanging out yesterday. What's up, cuz? What's up? Yeah, blah, 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 right back to it. And this is, I saw it on Facebook. My aunt put it out. And as soon as she said, my nephew, I knew. I knew, because she has other nephews, you know, that are older, much older. But yeah, 46 years old. That's too young.
Yeah, it is. That sucks. Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. Yeah, I still haven't really processed it yet. I've just been trying to have a lot of good memories of them. It's so weird, though, because when we had our blowout and everything, you know, I still have a lot of anger that's there. But at the same time, that anger is like overwhelmed with loving and caring and, you know, I don't know. It's weird. This is probably one of the weirdest things I've gone through. Maybe ever. I don't know. We'll see in a few days.
Yeah, that sucks. Your health ain't nothing to fuck with.
No. No, and I have no clue how it happened or what he'd been up to the last few years, so I can't really say anything. You know, no, I'm just not going to say anything. I'm not going to speak ill of him at all in any way, shape, or form. I love the man. Will always love the man. He was, like I said, we were thicker than thieves. I can remember us hatching schemes together at like 5 years old to trick our parents. All right. They didn't work. We weren't very good at it. You know, plans had a lot more thought needed and plotting and like final preparation, so to say. Oh, we would yeah, that one's kind of personal. I'm not going to share that one with people. He'd be pissed off if I did. Oh, man. But yeah, just so many memories. I had 1,000 memories that I haven't thought of that, you know, maybe a fleeting glimpse when you see something and it pops in your head for a second, and then you go back to your day. Just standing there holding that paddle yesterday. Like thousands and thousands just crashing over. Yeah, it was wild. Life's pretty eventful.
Mm-hmm. If nothing else, stuff happens.
Always going to. Oh man. Yeah, I really don't want to know. I mean, if he went at work or something like that, that'd be one thing. I don't know. I don't know what he'd been up to lately. I hadn't really called and checked in about him. He hadn't talked to my mom in a while. So I'm not really sure. I hope he at least had some good times before the end there. Mm-hmm. I just hope it wasn't doom and gloom type stuff. But yeah, it's, man, 46. That's crazy. My aunt, my first aunt, I had 5 aunts. My mom had 5 sisters. And the first one that passed away, she was 45, heart attack. You hear they're finding out interesting stuff about Alzheimer's, dementia?
I did not.
There's some pretty intelligent people claiming that it's got nothing to do with your brain so much, and a lot more to do with your gut and its health.
I think I've heard that.
Now allegedly, right? They've healed or cured mice with the Alzheimer's and dementia in the lab by fixing their gut biome, changing their gut biome. They're finding a correlation with people's gut who have Alzheimer's is not in balance correctly. I'm sure this has a lot to do with, our eating habits over the last however long, 50 to 100 years, 3 square meals a day, never giving your body allowing it to digest food, which it does. But then it also does other things while digestion is not taking place. And it takes some time. Average human, it's like around 14 hours to digest a meal. Well, if you eat again in 8 hours, and then again in 8 hours, you're never getting 14 hours of digestion. Your body's never not digesting food. And it was not designed to do that. There are certain enzymes and stuff like that in our gut that are, created by our body when it's not digesting for your, the bacteria, the good bacteria in your gut, stuff like that. It rebuilds your gut wall and all kinds of stuff. Things that need to be done. Replaces the cells, gets rid of the old cells, brings in the new cells, we'll just say. Make it real simple. Well, it can't do that if it's digesting food. This is why at least try fasting for like a 24 hour. I'm just getting off my fast.
You're just breaking fast?
Just here in a little bit, it'll be 24 hours since I last ate. So I gave my body a full 10 hours at least of getting its gut stuff back to where it's supposed to be. Now, when I did that 30 or almost a 72-hour one a few months ago, that one, dude, I had crazy black stuff come out of me when I went to the bathroom. Like stuff that looked like it came from the deepest, darkest recessions of my soul or something. Black. Like, where were you at inside my body?
Right.
Good Lord. But yeah, bodies aren't designed to live this way that, they tell people 3 square meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you eat dinner at 7, and then you get up and eat breakfast at 7. It's only 12 hours. Your body has not even started, hasn't had the time to start producing enzymes that it needs to fix itself. I mean, it sucks that these things don't come with operating manuals.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that, people would do what they're supposed to do. But at least you would know,
Again, I believe so little. And there's so few things that I will state as fact. But I still think that there's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Instinct. A lot of human instinct. We see animals act and react based on instinct. Like, those dumb bastards, they just don't have any logic. They don't have any real consciousness. They're just purely acting on instinct. What if that is sort of the owner's manual? That acting on instinct is referring to that still voice inside yourself that when you are on the right path for what your body is and what it means to be a human being on Earth, then those instincts will kick in and we'll be able to know. We'll know, oh, this is right and this is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Not morally, but sort of situationally. Maybe even morally. And that's why they are so hell-bent on the brainwashing and the conditioning and all that other stuff. To override, to hide, and to drown out those human instincts. Like Napoleon. Back when the Napoleon's army kicked the shit out of the pre-German. What the fuck is pre-German? What's the word I'm looking for? Pre-Germanic is the who started the indoctrination camps that became the schooling. Those were Prussia. The Prussians, because the Prussians had the mercenary army. And when Napoleon started to kick the shit out of that Prussian mercenary army, all those Prussian mercenaries, for the first time, started to lose a battle and ran the fuck away. Just took the fuck, nope, I'm not going to die here. Not for this little fuck. I'm out. And that's where this public schooling came from, was to try to drown out that survival instinct. No. You're not going to run away to protect yourself. You're going to stand in the middle of the field and exchange lead balls with the enemy because I said so. Because that's what I want you to do. And that's going to override your survival instinct. And because it wasn't anymore the Prussian army, and the Prussian army saw deserters for the first time. I said, maybe if we just get them younger, we can override those instincts. So I just wonder if maybe that's not the owner's manual, or those human instincts that we no longer really can even identify. wouldn't even know it if we felt it because it's been drowned out, been quiet, atrophied. And there's just nothing there.
I like when that little voice in my head tells me something. And it works.
Mm-hmm.
Works out. That little voice warned me about joining DMLA as a child. I can't see that as being a bad thing.
Can't imagine.
Now, knowing when it's your voice or if it's another voice, that's the rub.
I think I asked this.
Like, yeah.
The voice inside your head, Zach, that still voice that warned you against joining DMLA. Is that in your voice? Like, does it sound like you?
It sounds like my voice in my head, not like my voice when I listen to it back on YouTube, that weird guy's voice. I don't know who that is.
So it sounds like what you hear when you talk, only you're not talking?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because, see, I'm not sure I can pinpoint mine that specifically. I think mine's still a little different. Like, yes, hearing my voice without the internal vibrations is different. But, like, when I'm thinking, I don't think it sounds like my voice in my head the way it sounds like my voice in my head when I speak. It's like it's...
Did you turn on the British accent?
I got the Spanish overdubs. That's the bitch. I don't understand a thing my inner voice says because I don't speak Spanish. And it's maybe it is. It's still like I have a hard time pinpointing it. Sometimes I think, yep, that's definitely... I mean, yeah, I think that's the same. Try to think something, and then I'll say something out loud, and then I'll think it, and then I'll say it, and then I'll think it, and then I'll say it. Like, yeah, that's the same. Other times, like, no, why is that different? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, do you have to ask what it is or why you thought it? I'd just be a little weary of those recommendations that you're getting. Like I say, they're wrong. This is all in the wind. There's no, we didn't get the owner's manual for this shit either. The internal voice. Like, what is it, Walt's sister? Who has, for lack of a better word, a demon friend?
I believe that's
that gives her horrible advice. And she talks to it all the time still. Been around since she was a child. Yeah, who knows what's really out there? And how many people were considered crazy and put into mental asylums and shit like that back in the day?
I mean, even saying it out loud, the voice in my head.
Yeah.
Like, the doctor would lock your ass up. Even though he knows he's got a voice in his head, and you're just referring to the same thing that he hears, and it's just like, but he's saying it out loud. That dude must be nuts.
Isn't that crazy? So I think my roommates might, at least the older one, he might be a flat earther. The younger one isn't, for sure. We were kind of just talking about, this place a little bit, and the sky, and all the weird anomalies, and all the coincidences. And I always kept saying, when the sun comes back around. When the sun comes back around. And it's like, and then we were talking about the tortoise and the hare, how that's about the sun and the moon. The moon always beats the sun in the north to south range. kills it because the hair is spending so much time running around sideways faster. And he's like, yeah, that's because of the tilt of the earth. He's like, if that's even true.
As far as I'm concerned, that's not any question. As far as I'm concerned, in my humble opinion, that makes you a flat earther.
Yeah.
If you can question shit like that, if you can say, well, I mean, it works sort of in that way of thinking, sort of, maybe. But it could also work if you can get to the point that you're questioning the globe Earth model, I think that's good enough.
Yeah. And I definitely didn't push or anything. I was just like, yeah, man, I've done a lot of research into this, like measuring the sun for months with a sextant daily, multiple times a day, like trying to figure out what this place is and where we are. And I just told them I know less now than I did when I started. Like, this place does not make sense. The way it's explained, the way it's ever been explained to me. I can't wrap my brain around how this place actually works.
And I think that's what it means to be a flat earther.
Shock on his face or anything. He just kind of nodded along with me, smiled.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. Right. He's an A negative. What are the odds of that, dude? That I move out of a house with an A negative into another house with an A negative.
Right.
I mean, literally, the odds of it. There's not that many A negatives out there. Like 15% or something like that.
And now,
it's not astronomical odds, but there's a lot of people out there.
Given what I imagine is probably a completely different upbringing, do you see similarities between the two?
Oh, yeah.
Whether physical or behavioral or whatever it is, that may be like, I wonder how much of this is attributed to the fact that they're
neither of us really have an accent. Like, he grew up, I'm pretty sure down here. Zero twang, zero anything. He speaks like a news anchor pretty much. He does say roof instead of roof. But that's a me thing, I think, instead. But yeah, I've met his mom a couple times. The last time she was leaving, I kind of stepped to the side and I was like, you did a really great job raising me. He's got a great heart and he's just a good man. And she was like, he really is, isn't he? I was like, and that isn't a mother's, a mother saying it. I could tell she was saying it as, I know he's a good man. It wasn't like oh, thanks, yeah, how you always talk about your children and stuff. They're all good. Mm-hmm. They may have their issues or problems, but they're good-hearted. No, this is a good man. He's got a good heart on him. I could tell right away. But yeah, he's a negative who's pretty open-minded, it seems. He's got a brain on him, that's for sure. Now, the younger one, he's like 21. He's all about this and that and this and that and yada, yada, yada. He's wrapped up in it. It's funny because most people who just hands down believe the globe model never really learned the globe model. Like, if you were taught that in school and didn't have some, what the fuck questions, what do you mean? No, that's stupid. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, then I don't know what to say. Like, I had all kinds of issues with it. Eventually, my teacher was just like, yeah, shut up. This is how it is. You want a good grade, you got to regurgitate it, pretty much, what they told me. It's like, okay, I'll get the grade, but yeah, it don't. Nah. 1,000 miles an hour I'm spinning right where I'm. What? No. And I had some really good teachers that makes me. I wish I could go back and take school again with my new eyes and just hear some of the, nuggets of wisdom that certain teachers were giving to us that they really probably weren't supposed to. I remember my 6th grade U.S. history teacher, Mr. Brown. He'd come in and he'd have huge sweat things under his pits every day. And he'd sit there with his hands up on top of his head. You know, people would sit like that.
Mm-hmm. And just show everybody.
Yeah. He was a lobbyist. That was his side gig. And he told us how the government really worked. He was given an account to go take out politicians and get them whatever they wanted. Booze, drugs, women. And I was in 6th grade, mind you. 11 years old, something like that. And yeah, I'll never forget Mr. Brown and the stuff that man taught me.
Your 6th grade teacher was a male?
Yep.
How many male teachers were there back then?
I had a world history teacher.
I feel like we had this conversation. This is a real strong sense of danger.
In elementary school, I only had one. Mr. Reba, my 5th grade teacher. He was the only male teacher in that school, I believe.
Oh, and they counted 6th grade as middle school?
Yeah, 6th grade was middle school.
Gotcha. See, for me, 6th grade was elementary. And 7th grade was the kickoff of middle school, or junior high, as we called it.
Aw. So, yeah. And a lot of those guys were like football coaches and stuff like that were also teachers. In high school, there might have been like 5 or 6 total. Math, chemistry, biology. Mostly the STEM field type stuff, like the sciences, were males. Physics.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking more of the elementary school where you have the same group of kids all day long. How many of those teachers were male?
I did have Mr. Reba.
You had one.
5th grade. Yep. Mr. Reba. And my principal, Mr. Gross, he was in elementary school. Most of the principals were male.
I doubt she's listening this morning or probably even on the playback. Although I did send her the link and she at least, I imagine, clicked on it. How far down our little rabbit hole she went. But I do want to give a big shout out to Carrie Holmes, Carrie Driggs, as I knew her back in elementary school, who sent me a Facebook Messenger last week, I guess. Out of the blue. Like, I haven't talked to Carrie Driggs probably since elementary school. And she sent me a message asking about our 6th grade class and Mr. Holdinghouse, Mike Holdinghouse was my 6th grade teacher. And asked about being taken out of class to go read books in some other away from class small group of kids that are separated from the rest of the kids. And I think she was trying to remember exactly what the fuck that was all about. I don't know if she's been following the Charlie Kirk thing or what it was that maybe triggered that in her brain and the gate kids. But I guess she couldn't remember the name of that little program that we were in, where they would come and take us out of class. And really it was just as far as I know, unless they were dosing us with propofol beginning of the fucking session. But from what I remember, it was really just reading. It was like you sit in a circle and we're going to read and discuss this book club, essentially. And they would have like the ultra uber abridged version of like classic stories or stories that books that somebody somewhere thought a small select group of children should try to have a better understanding of. And then like once a week, they'd take us out of class. We'd go to the library. We'd sit around and read from the junior great books was the program. I really like it was definitely not the GATE program. I don't know. Maybe she was in a different program for smart kids, but that's the one they left me out of. But yeah, it was really just reading and reading comprehension to the best of my knowledge. And I still have, I think, at least 3 of the books. I think that's all I have, but I do have 3 from when I was in 4th, 5th, and 6th grades are the years I was in junior great books. And I still have all the copies of the books we used. Yay, that's my story.
The only thing that I really excelled at in elementary was math. Like, while people were learning math, me and this one guy, Craig, and I think there was one girl who would come with us, maybe one other guy. There was like 4 of us. But we would go down to the special education room and help them learn math, help them with their math. Because we'd be just sitting there in class twiddling our thumbs, doing nothing. Like, hey, we want, can we do something else? Go play or something? Because we're just trying to sit here and be quiet for a little boy to just sit there and not do anything and be quiet. I'm going to be a distraction to everybody else. You might as well give me something to do. Yeah, all through elementary, even in like 3rd grade, I remember the teacher letting me and Craig go and play with the Lincoln Logs in the back of the room real quietly. We could be making noise and like throwing them all over the place, hooting and hollering. But she would let us go play with the Lincoln Logs while everybody else was doing their math. It just clicked with us. Like, I've told the story 1,000 times. I had an older sister. She had issues with math. And I had a good mom. So on car rides and stuff like that, there was always flashcards to do. They didn't have a tablet to throw in front of the kid's face. If you wanted to teach them, you had to teach them. And so I just sit there and do the flashcards. Eventually, it got to the point, like in end of 1st grade, to where I wasn't allowed to guess anymore until Carrie guessed. Because I would come up with the answer like that. It was math. It was like ingrained into my brain by that time. It surged in there. I knew when it was a 2 times a 7, that when I flip it over, there's always going to be a 14 there. Doesn't matter how you write it, 7 times 2, it's always going to be 14. Math just made sense to me. And for some people, it doesn't. I can't explain that. I don't get that, I just get it. It's not something that I like practice that so much to say. I don't know. I think when you're young, you're like a sponge. You just absorb shit. Like Bob's Jaron. Like, he would ask a question, like, how does a computer do math? Well, Bob would sit down, and for 4 hours it would take to actually explain how the process actually works. After that 4 hours, Jaron still remembers that shit, like he was taught yesterday. That knowledge we retain from that young period of life, it kind of sticks with us. It's not like other things that kind of come and go, You have to get a refresher course on it from time to time. That stuff you learn when you're young, it's just kind of there. Part of your program, it seems.
Yeah, I was pretty advanced for my age when I was younger. I'd say maybe 4th grade, 5th grade. So I was pretty advanced in mathematics in my own way. In so much that I was pretty much peaked as far as my mathematical ability. And I could do the same math I'll be able to do when I'm 48 years old. So, I mean, I guess that's pretty impressive at, 4th grade or 5th grade. But beyond that, that sucks. I really wish I could do math better. I remember people asking me, so what do you want to do when you get older? What do you want to... Like, I don't really know what I want to be. I know that if I was better at math, I would want to be like some sort of like theoretical physicist. But my math sucks, so I guess I'll work in the kitchen.
Yeah, I wanted to be an architect. That's what I wanted to do when I was young. From like 5 or 6 years old. It was that or a professional basketball player. Those were my two jobs I picked from when I was young. And I was even accepted to Ball State, who has an exceptional architectural department. But then I started doing a little bit of research on the job, and you don't get to start off as Frank Lloyd Wright, just designing every bit of a house and this and that. Most of the shit you're gonna be tracing someone else's work for like years and years and years.
And chances are, until you die,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
probably the kind of architect you're going to be. You're probably not going to be Frank Lloyd Wright.
No.
Or anybody even remotely closely associated with Frank Lloyd Wright. Chances are you're just going to be an architect until you retire from whatever architecture company you're working for. It's not going to be like yours. Like, oh my God, look at all these buildings that I designed.
Probably end up designing like urinals or something like that.
Well, even then, you're still just a grunt. Someone's going to hire you and say, look, I want a building, and here's what I want this building to look like. Draw it up.
I design the urinal. I just copy the other guy's design and make sure, all the lines are cut off at the right plot, blah, 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 the grunt work.
Yep. Or at least because you have access to the people that can do the grunt work.
Yeah, architecture is a lot like law, I learned. Like, you have your head lawyer, they get their name on the front of the office and everything. Then you have a bunch of these, like, paralegal people that get paid shit and do all the actual work.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get to do the grand design. They're just told what to do, what to research, what to draw. It's not, no creativity is used.
Plus, I think you dodged a real bullet. Because the architects these days, they don't get to walk around with the big cardboard tubes full of cool stuff, making them look important. It's shit's all digitized now. Now nobody knows if you're an architect or not.
Yeah, I think everybody know if I'm not carrying around blueprints.
Right. Like big, massive blueprints.
Yeah. Like 4 foot, 5 foot tubes.
Yeah, weighing like 30, 40 pounds each. Look at me, I'm important. Nope, none of that. Never going to be Mike Brady now, minus all the cocksucking.
And that's when it started, too. Maybe that's why I wanted it. Maybe it was Mike Brady. I always wondered where I got the idea of wanting to be an architect.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure either my mom or dad had said, I bet you'd be a good architect. Because they had bought me these drafting things when I was like 4 or 5 with stencils and stuff like that, and give you stuff to draw and whatnot. And I loved it. I was really good at it.
Nope, I was still
There it is.
obsessed with the Fall Guy. I wanted to be a stunt man when I was young.
Oh, thank God the sign's still up there. That would have sucked.
That would have sucked. Now, the question is, can you stop your truck, get out, grab the sign, throw it in the back, hop back in, and drive like hell before somebody thinks you stole it?
Oh, I don't care. I got my SPA jacket on.
Oh, I was going to say, because you didn't drive the truck.
No, I can't drive the work truck. Yeah. No. No, I mean, they'll let me take the work truck to go do things, right? They put gas in it, which I wouldn't mind doing.
But
I don't want them to know that this happened. You know?
Uh-huh.
That's something I'm all that too proud of, let's say, for getting the equipment, because I wanted to go home in a rush to get out of here. I can't knock my guys either, because they didn't even know about it. Like we had to shut off an alley yesterday, and they just had to go put up like somebody came and detached from their house. It only took them like maybe an hour total.
You didn't even try. I bet you could put it off on the new guy.
Oh, I could. But like they didn't even know I went and set them up.
Doesn't matter.
They had clue.
Doesn't matter. It's his fault. He should have known better. You're on your 3-month trial period. It's just not going to be a good fit. Hope everything works out for you in the future. And goodbye. Or, I guess, take responsibility for your own actions.
Well, now I know.
Bet you'll only do that a few more times.
Yeah, exactly. It may only happen a few more times now. That's what I'm hoping. And not again for at least a few months, I'm hoping. Leaving signs. It's because we usually always put signs on the same road. You know what? We're working on this road. At one end, we have a set of signs. At the other end, we have a set of signs. We don't worry about the side road so much. People are coming onto the side roads. They're without a doubt at a stop sign. So they have to stop, and it gives them time to see that there's something going on there. So we don't really have to put them on all the side roads. Well, I was kind of showing off for the foreman, our foreman that we have for Pike. He's been, like yesterday, he actually gave me till 5:30 and we rolled out at 3:30. Or he gave me till 5. This has never happened yet. That's an hour and a half. Like usually, if you roll out at 3:15, he says put 3:30. That's how he had been doing us lately. But we've been chatting a lot after, while they're sitting around after work, they'll sit around there for like sometimes an hour, hour and a half, and just bullshit. They have to kill time. They can't just go back to the op center early. So they sit and talk about what they're going to do the next day and this and that and plan stuff out. Sometimes they'll go to the next job maybe if they're going to be starting a new job just to check it out. All kinds of stuff. But it's a job that takes a long process. And when you finish one job early, or not early, but you finish at like 2:00, you don't want to go and start another job that you're going to go there and just have enough time to get set up, figure out what you're going to do, and then set it up, and then start breaking it down. So there is some time to kill with these jobs. But I'm glad that sign's there. Yeah, when they do that and have time to kill, and like this is how I was taught. You go hang out with them when they do that. Go shoot the shit. Get to know these guys because they're in control of whether or not, there's vehicles out in the road when they don't have to be. If they don't like you, and a lot of jobs are like this, and someone can make your life harder, they will. It's that simple. There's not a whole a lot more to it. If you annoy somebody and they don't want you around them, they'll give you something to do. And yeah, we've been getting along real well. Me and all his crew, actually. I've been shooting the shit with all of them a lot lately. My flaggers, not so much, but that doesn't matter. They don't need to speak to them so much. But yeah, I'm getting in real good with the guys. And yeah, they get out of the road for us. Am I just talking? Are you here?
I don't know.
Shit, where did you go?
No, I'm here. I think I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I think the technical term is a schmooze.
Schmooze?
Schmooze. You gotta just do a little bit of schmoozing after work, you see.
Yeah, a little bit of schmoozing. Glad handing.
Mm-hmm. Kiss the hands and shake the babies type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how the guy who trained me told me. Like, he got in so good with his crew that he's the only one from our place, the company I work for, that can work for a certain company out of a certain op center. Like, out of this city, he is the only one who works for this whole company. Because his foreman demanded it. Like, I don't care if you let all these other people go, and not use them anymore and use a different company. You're keeping him with me. And he's been working with him forever, like 6 years or something like that. But they, he got in real good with them, and that's when I would, find myself taking a nap at 1 PM on the clock and getting paid for it. And if they call, you got to come running. Got to be ready. But yeah, you get in good with your foreman and stuff like that when they can let you go home early, and they trust that you'll come running if they need you. Then they'll let you start doing stuff like that. Yeah, I like that. Schmoozing. We'll call it schmoozing. My audio went real quiet for some reason.
That is weird.
Yeah, when you're talking, I'm like barely hearing you.
Really?
Yeah. It might be my phone though. I was doing stuff with it. Well, the volume's up. Did I do something to Teams?
Excuse me, that was gross. Teams was acting pretty weird for what it's worth. I wasn't sure I was going to get into the call this morning. It didn't want to do anything. Like, when I first clicked on Teams, it didn't want to do anything.
I've been having a lot of electrical issues lately, too.
Well, it's because the Chinese are doing something. Or that one group of people is about ready to explode some pagers.
Yeah, my phone, my computer at home, my work truck computer, like the center dash thing. It's like a computer now. It's been flipping out.
We're just getting ready for the pole shift. Or is it? Yeah.
My roommate was telling me about how have you heard the whole we're going to lose gravity for 7 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought that up, right? Yeah.
I don't know that I did. I've never done anything more than hear people say it. Like, I assumed it's one of these shit posting things that people read a fucking headline without digging further into story to see why it is that headline doesn't match up with the meat of the story. They just read the headline and ran with it. That's my guess. And now I've been, well, that's going to happen. 7 seconds, it's going to be no gravity anymore because of the way the gravity works.
My roommate brought it up yesterday, and I explained to him, because they had said this before, like when I was younger, like 14, 15. I remember them saying something about gravity. We're going to lose gravity but it was longer. And I explained to him what space lettuce was last night. And now this, I have to walk on delicate, like his dad did work for NASA. He was a private contractor, worked for a company that was private contracted for NASA. So I'm being very delicate about how I work. Not just going out calling them fraudsters and liars and this and that, yada, 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 yada. But just dropping little tidbits that there's not 1 minute of the ISS being assembled. Not 1 minute of a human being turning a wrench in space to build the ISS. That raises some questions with me. I'm sorry. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I mean, we've been recording ourselves building buildings, time lapses for over 100 years. Nobody thought of even doing at least a time lapse. Maybe not, it'd be boring sitting there watching it. But a time lapse of it being built, here's a pic after we added this, here's a pic after we added this. No? Nobody thought to do anything like that? Greatest achievement mankind's history? No? Okay.
Oh, right then.
I'm going to question it. Yeah, I was explaining to him, if I can prove it, go out and actually test it and know it, then I know it. If I can't, then my answer is I don't know. But I'm done believing what people tell me. Everything else, there is no more believing because so-and-so said so. I've been lied to by way too many people I've never met to just be taking people's words for it willy-nilly. Now, I take in the information, go do some research, test it myself, and then I'll make up my mind. And I'll probably be wrong a lot doing it that way, too. But yeah, I don't know is like my favorite answer. Without a doubt. That's the answer you're going to get 9 times out of 10 when talking shit. I don't know. I have ideas, I have theories, give you my 2 cents on the issue, but you're asking like matter of fact-ish? Yeah, I don't know.
And that's my problem. Like, I'm perfectly fine saying, I don't know. But I always have this compulsion to want to give it all those caveats. Like,
yeah,
look, I don't know. I'd be like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And it's not that I'm not interested. It's not that I'm not curious. But here's why I don't ever believe a fucking thing anybody says. And only if I have this weird, strange compulsion to go out and test something and prove it to me for myself, will I then be able to say one way or the other what something is. Otherwise, it's all just fucking information. And I can, like, oh yeah, maybe so, or oh no, maybe not. But neither one is, they're not very far apart. It's all a bunch of maybe. Just a big steaming pile of maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been having safety meetings when we get home now. Sit at the kitchen table or the dining room table. We all have our own pieces and stuff. We all sit down, have our safety meeting.
Have a proper safety meeting.
Yeah.
Joint subcommittee meeting on the 50-yard line.
One likes the mom, one likes the dabs, and I do my bowl.
Christ, I'm tempted to go get a bong now just because I've already done a dab and hit my bowl this morning.
Like one bourbon, one scotch, one beer, one bong, one bowl. What time is it? I made good time.
You did make good time.
I'm almost past the fucking. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I'm almost home. Holy shit. Or no, I'm just getting on Spartanburg. Okay.
Holy shit.
85. Holy.
Damn, it's down to 9 degrees.
Good me. I don't wanna. Oh shit, I gotta be in that lane. Come on, pass me up. Oh, I can do it. Okay. It's taken some time getting used to the South Carolina roads. The double exits, the left-hand exits. I'm getting it, but I still get discombobulated in some spots.
Yeah, Missouri roads are a little nutty. Some roads might have left-hand exits and some won't. Some will only be right-handed exits.
Yeah, that's how it usually is. And then you get to like most of 85 is all right-hand exits, and then there'll be like one or two where it's like, oh, you can go to the left on this one. It's like, what? And I swear, my maps thing, it likes to just say shit, just to say it. In 3 miles, stay on this road. It's like, shut the fuck up.
No.
I'm driving.
I'm going to stay on it right fucking now. Yeah. I'm not waiting 3 miles. I'm going to do it right fucking now.
Yeah, I turn the voice off completely. I know kind of where I'm going and when I need to take I'm getting the highways down around here. It's so weird living in different places. Like I started getting Denver down a little bit, then I moved again. Now I'm getting South Carolina down pretty good. It's weird out here though. There is no grid pattern in the hills. It's not like where you have flat land and you can just draw a big square and draw a bunch of straight lines in that square, and then you have roads with intersections. Yeah, no, you're in hills and valleys, and you put the roads and the houses and stuff where you can, because you ain't gonna do it on this cliff that's like a 45-degree angle. You ain't gonna build your house right there. You ain't gonna put a road there. So yeah, there's a lot of limits on. Yeah, it's just different. It's neat the way they have it all set up and everything. They've really done a great job with the infrastructure around here. Like, I don't know if they were planning for a boom in population a decade ago or decades ago when they started building all this stuff up. Because Spartanburg and Greenville's been, a fairly nice sized city, but they're not like major cities. There isn't like 200,000 people or anything like that. I think Greenville's 70,000. It's a nice sized city, but it's not a metropolis, right? They're not there yet. But yeah, like the highways are so wide. A lot of the city roads are real wide. It's pretty convenient, we'll say, at least. The highway's 3 lanes wide the whole way between Greenville and Spartanburg. It was like 28 miles, something like that. City limit, something like that. Like up north, we didn't do that. Once you got out into like country type areas, it went down to 2 lanes. Interstate, I-65. Yeah, they were planning for a population boom. Almost like they knew that, hey, if we, maybe that's how they're controlling migration with the laws and stuff like that. They don't want people living in California. So we'll make it so you can just get robbed in California. Do the same with Chicago, New York. Like they don't want people to live there so much with all the mandates and this and that, and you have to have a card to go into a restaurant. Blah, 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 blah. Like that shit didn't happen down here at all. Like there wasn't even a mandate in South Carolina, which is just a suggestion. The government didn't even suggest that you wear a mask during COVID. There's a few businesses that required it, but it wasn't like grocery stores or public places. You know, it wasn't anything like that.
I think it's the highways. I wouldn't be surprised if it had something to do with their proximity to like a military base or some sort of
runways.
Well, not even runways necessarily, but some of the equipment is so big you can't even get it down a 2-lane road. So I suspect
I-65. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say I suspect there's, not to be too weird and conspiratorial, but there's probably a series of highways that the military uses that they would have to use to get across the country. So you make your own path. Well, this one will be 3 lanes, and this one, and I'll go from here to there. And as long as I follow this route, I can go west to east or east to west or north to south or south to north. As long as I can stay on these particular highways that I build, then I know I can get whatever military equipment I want, basically, to any of these cardinal points, major points in the U.S. I suspect it's a little network that they've established.
They've definitely planned things out that way. I know they have. When they built I-65, runs from Lake Michigan pretty much all the way down to southern Florida. Like, it's a long one. And it was set up so between turns, every time it turns, we're going to have a mile straightaway. So in case somebody attacks us and blows up all our military bases, we have a bunch of planes up in the air, they'll have runways to land on. And like they've thought a lot of this stuff out, you know, before they even set it up. Planned it before it was even built. It was planned out to like serve other functions and purposes for the U.S. government. I'm 6:15. I'm gonna get through this traffic, I bet. Oh yeah, I'm already past the airport. Oh yeah, I'm home.
Nice.
20 minutes, 20 miles. That's what I want to see. Usually it's 48 minutes, 20 miles. Yeah. But after working that storm work and leaving, you know, Clemson, which is like an hour and a half away, at 8:20 at night to get home. Yeah, going through that little bit of traffic at 4 in the afternoon really didn't bother me so much. I mean, still the traffic, still sucks, but yeah, it could be worse. Yeah, I got 57 hours by Thursday.
Is that why you're not working today?
Yeah, Yeah, well, my crew, I guess I'm with Kent now. Me and Kent are, he's the foreman for the power guys. Like, they request us if they like us, and he's requested either me or this other guy, the guy who really trained me. He likes our work ethic. He's an older guy like me, just a few years older than me. He always shows up, always on time, works hard, you know, has everything set up. We don't lollygag. We don't got a bunch of lollygaggers.
Wake up!
Sorry, that was just to Laura's foot. I know, fell asleep.
But yeah, so I'm probably going to be working in Greenville a lot this spring. So, I mean, I've heard some people say they've been with the same foreman for like 9, 10 months.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, like you, and then they will switch you up. It's weird. Like if a foreman demands my boss to do something, he'll do the opposite. Just to spite your ass. You're not going to tell me how I'm going to run my crews. You know? He's hard-nosed, hardcore. He was a drummer. You know, he lays down the law. He runs a tight ship. And you're not going to tell him, because he has reasons and methods to his madness. There's reasons why he doesn't want foreman and his team leads being too buddy-buddy. Because then the foreman might slack a little bit and not tell him if we're not doing something right. You know? Now, see, I don't see Ken doing that. Ken's old school, just like my boss is. He, you know, things are supposed to be done a certain way. We're going to do them that way, and that's how it's going to be. And I respect that, you know. I do. No shortcuts, no taking corners. This is a serious job, and things need to be done in the proper procedures. We don't take shortcuts. You take shortcuts in this line of work, people die. Or people lose power, which he doesn't like that either. But yeah, I like working with people like that. People that, you know, I know what they expect. They expect me to do my job the right way every time. So I'm going to do my job the right way every time. And I'm never going to get shut down by DOT because my zone isn't correct. Because my foreman and my boss both expect me to do it how it's supposed to be done. They're not going to be like, oh, just throw one sign up, you'll be fine. The foremen and the team leads will get it really good with each other, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, let's cut some corners together. You can't do that. People get hurt when you do that type of shit. But yeah, I'll be just fine. I like doing things how you're supposed to do it. Might forget a sign every now and then, but I'll always put the sign out there like I'm supposed to. Yeah, if you don't have things set up properly, and DOT drives by, if you're not wearing steel-toe boots, if you're not wearing safety glasses, or a hard hat, or a high-res vest, they can tell those guys, stop working right now, pull off the road, clean this up, and go home. Because of something I did. Those guys can, you know. Yeah. I ain't ever have that happen to me. Never. That's one of my goals for this job, is to never have one of my zones shut down because it's not set up properly. That is unacceptable. And Ken likes that about me. You know, he knows I take this job serious. It is a serious job. I'm dealing with people's safety. And not just their safety, but people driving on the road, too. Yeah, I love this job. Nemo's always in Discord during the day playing his game while he's streaming. And I jump in all the time because I'm just standing at work. You know? And always tell just about once every day, man, I love my job. Usually it's after I get done peeing in the woods or something. I enjoy that about my job. You know, I don't have to go into a smelly bathroom with a bunch of urinals that aren't flushed and shit like that. Like, I stand there and stare at a couple birds and a squirrel playing, 2 squirrels chasing each other while I was going to the bathroom yesterday.
I just saw a t-shirt. Just saw a t-shirt last night that says, I love peeing outside.
Yeah, dude, I love peeing outside. It's awesome. Even when I'm home, like, the first thing I don't do is get up and go to the bathroom. Like, I do, but Hank and I get up and go to the bathroom together. I don't go to a bathroom. We go out the back door. He goes and does his business, and I go and do mine. Now, I'm not squatting out there or digging a hole or anything like that. I'll do that business inside still. But I'm just peeing? No, I'd rather pee outside. I don't care if it's 20 degrees or whatnot. I'd rather pee outside. Saves a gallon of water right there. Oh, yeah. I love that part of my job. And then the scenery change. It's always like different. Even though I do the same shit, the roads are so fluid. It's like figuring out a puzzle every time you get to a new job. Okay, there's a side road right here. There's these driveways we got to watch out for. There's this tree that if they turn from here, they're not going to. There's so much stuff you got to plan for and like figure out a puzzle on how to do it just right so nobody gets hurt and everybody's safe and it's all up to DOT standards. You know, we have to have so many feet in between where the flagger stands, like the beginning of the cones, and where they're working. Depending on the speed limit, you have to have, they call that your buffer zone. And then you have to have so many feet from where the flagger stands to where your last sign was, and then your next sign, and they all have to be spaced according to how fast the speed limits are. The faster it is, the farther, more space you have to have. But yeah, I do all that shit. I want to do my job right. This might be the first job I've ever been proud to do. I mean, when I was working in the kitchen at the hospital, I took pride in that job. I like, making food and delivering it to people in the hospital, that stuff like that. That felt good. Even roofing kind of felt good. I hated it, but you got something done. Someone has a roof now on their house. It's not going to leak. All that kind of stuff. But this, I get more than any other job I've ever had. I see this when I go home and flip that switch on my wall. I help with that. Yeah, it's a proud feeling.
I can imagine.
I have never even been late. Going on, I just passed 7 months. Never gone that long without calling off a day at any job. Usually right around that 6 month period, I'm like, man,
it's about time. I've earned one.
I want to say fuck this place today. Yeah, I've earned it. No desire to do that at all. I want to go to work. Like today, I didn't want to go to work. I already got my hours in and all that stuff. I'm kind of tired from all the stuff earlier in the week. But if I would have been scheduled, I'd be there right now. I'd be sitting in that parking lot probably right now. Getting a hold of a foreman and being like, I'm here, ready to go. Let me know where you need me. Enjoy this job.
Well, that's good.
even most of the women that work this job speak like truckers. You don't find many, proper pinky people in this job profession who wear hard hats, boots. We get dirty. I like that. It's not an office setting, not white collar. Nobody wears a tie. Nobody. General foreman, nobody out here wears ties. Everybody's got boots and hard hats and safety goggles on and vests. I like it.
Well, you know what they say. If you enjoy what you do, then you'll work every day of your life. I think something like that. We'll tax you till you're dead. I can never remember exactly how it goes. It's something like that.
Something like that. Don't quote it. Oh, yeah. 6:30 and I'm already back in town. That's awesome. I'm glad I did it this way.
It's almost...
Because it wouldn't happen like that at any other time of the day.
Nope. It's like you never even left. Just in and out.
Bing, bang, boom. And I was laying there. It was like 4:30 and I was like, man... I made up my mind. Because I was going to go check after the show to see if it was there still, if I had it in the back of the truck or not. I was like, I'm going to do this before the show, and if I don't have it, I'm going to go get it during the show and avoid all that bullshit.
All that bullshit. Stupid bullshit.
I get it. Other people got to go to work and everything like that, but damn it. I want there to be a road that goes just from like Spartanburg to Greenville. No exits. That's it. No other roads connect. Spartanburg to Greenville, you jump on, you just fly right there, 80 miles an hour. Straight shot.
We've got, there's a segment of Highway 70 in St. Louis. Because Highway 70 essentially, basically, for all intents and purposes, runs east to west or west to east, depending on your direction. But as you get closer to downtown St. Louis, we have what's called an express lane. And it's basically like another little mini highway. It's 2 lanes. And it runs right down the middle. It splits the other big highway of Highway 70. And they could change it on and off. Like they could switch the direction. So it's an expressway on going eastbound, or with the lights and some traffic cones, they could change it and it's an expressway going westbound.
Sounds like
mostly
nightmare.
Well, it wasn't too bad because anybody that wanted to get off would have to get off on the right-hand side and they would just stay on the main part of 70. So if you were outside in the suburbs of St. Louis and you were heading into downtown St. Louis, you weren't going to get off on any of those other little side roads or other little bullshit in the depressed section and all that other shit that exists in and around St. Louis. You were just going to get on and go straight downtown. So you work downtown, you were going to get on there, I work downtown, I'm going straight downtown. You could hop on that express lane and they would do like 80, 90 miles an hour just zipping down the express lane because it's only one direction. There's nobody like trying to get over. There's not going to be any major traffic backups until you get to the end. So people could just fly right through it. Made especially just for flying by all the other people on the highway that are getting off now or in the future. It was just... Go ahead.
Kind of like that. But you would like go off to the left on an off ramp, and then it would just go straight and run along the highway. It was like a little bit higher elevated. And that one had no exits, and it would take you down to a certain spot. And yeah, it was, dude, fuck Dallas.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Crackhead design that shit.
Mm-hmm. I think it's all sort of... a more complex and nuanced version of China's ghost cities, right? It's still just planned obsolescence. Like the only way we're going to have a really good economy as long as we can have these construction workers and everybody continuing to work. Right. If we built them to last forever, then what are people going to do?
Yeah.
It's in our best interest to build them to fail so that we can pay people to come back and rebuild them. Why would we ever want to build something permanently that just gives the average citizenry the hoi polloi with too much time on their hands? That's how you have a revolution.
Oh, word bound. Yeah, we start every morning, me and my buddy Chiron, listen to the Temptations. I wish it would rain. Even though we don't wish it would rain. I listened to Foxy Brown, or watched the movie Foxy Brown over the last weekend. And right when she gets out of jail and she gets home, that's the first song she puts on. I don't know. Now that I have my work truck hooked up to my phone, I can just say, hey, play this song. It just popped into my head. Like, hey, play I Wish It Would Rain.
Since you listen to everything I say anyway, just go ahead and make me hear something pleasant.
Yeah, exactly. I know you're listening, so just might as well put that to use. Not too bad. I needed to get Henry out anyway and get him some real running on the highway and stuff. Get those juices flowing.
All that.
Been doing a lot of local traffic lately.
Carbon buildup. Local traffic, local driving like that stop and go, you get a real buildup of carbon and you need to clear that out every once in a while.
He needed to stretch the leg.
You know what, Dawn? I really think I want to have a hat that says feisty little bitch on it. I too am a feisty little bitch.
Not good, dude. I got used to the reverse camera on my work truck now.
Yep. That's how you run into a tree. That's how you cause some damage to a rear bumper.
Now I'm sitting here in my truck like, oh fuck.
Just throw it in reverse and go.
Your camera, yeah. Where's my camera at? It even beeps at me when I get close. Like, hey, fucker, stop. I'll be right back, brother. You be a good boy. Man, Hank needs to go further. He's my co-pilot. I wish so bad I could take him to work. I want to get him a little hard hat, some safety goggles, the vest, a little steel toe paw covers. He'd be so cool. Might sound strange, but I wish it was red. I cry. Oh, no bacon, egg, and cheese? I'm going to do the chorizo potato egg cheese. They're a little more, but they're good.
Between you and me, I don't know that I trust QT chorizo.
Yeah, this place is pretty clean here. They do a really good job.
Yeah. They do. They understand the meaning of lean in so much as basically anyone you go to, they're all going to be the exact same. You need to find something, it's going to be the exact same spot, and no matter what quick trip you go to.
You as well.
It's a great, big, huge corporation.
14 days.
It's a deal. Can I please?
Of course.
And they try to run it as efficiently as possible. You know, it's great. You get in, you get out.
Considering I have to be at work at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
But
I'll
if
have
it
to be
does,
out in
I
it.
hope it's actually snowing. No,
Not ice.
because I want to play.
Yeah. Yeah, do you have fun playing in the snow?
Like when they have to,
Sorry.
they can ring out 2 customers at the same time, each one.
Yeah.
Like they are badass. They really get that place moving efficiently. And it's not like they're making chorizo there. They have a great big truck full of Quick Trip stuff. And here's all your Quick Trip chorizo coming from corporate Quick Trip. We made this in the Quick Trip
so
factory
different
for the
than
Quick Trip
fast
gas
food.
stations in the name of the Quick Trip Corporation. That's what I don't trust. I don't trust whatever they're using in the Quick Trip manufacturing stage of the Quick Trip chorizo.
Yeah, but who do you trust?
Jose and his wife Esmeralda. That's who I trust.
No, sí. Chorizo.
Chorizo, tortillas, por favor. 2 huevos. Y uno más huevos, por favor.
Well, I wish it was rain. Hey, we got snow coming this weekend. I might be working tomorrow. But they didn't, we always stage way ahead of time. Like last week, we knew by like Tuesday that we were going to be staging trucks for that, starting that Sunday. This week, I haven't heard anything about anything. It's supposed to just be snow. The power lines, they don't really worry too much about just snow. Yeah, the roads are bad. People might hit a pole, so they do stage stuff. They'll have trucks ready. But it's not like ice. Like, ice brings down wires itself. Without trees, without someone hitting the pole or this or that. Just the ice alone, a half-inch of ice on a 120-foot wire, that's about the average from pole to pole, is over 1,000 pounds. Now you gotta think, sometimes there's like 5, 6 lines connected to each pole on 2 different sides of that pole. So that's now like 12,000 pounds on that pole extra that it's not designed to be holding. I know they look all big and strong, and those poles they're pretty big and strong. Don't get me wrong. They're pretty awesome. But like when one of those line guys climbs a pole, that thing's wobbling at the top, back and forth. Like it moves a lot and sways. It's crazy. It really is. It's not like they don't concrete that shit into the ground. They'll put some like this spray foam stuff that they can get out a lot easier than concrete. Because they know they're going to have to pull the hole out, or the pole out eventually. Oh, wonder what time Walter's going to get home today. Probably going to play some GTA 5. Yeah, I haven't been playing video games at all during the week. I'm usually tired when I get home. It's not so much like work was tiring. I mean, standing for, 10, 12 hours a day. if you're not used to it, that could get to you. But I'm pretty used to it now. Well, and that it's just the cold. Just standing out in the cold, not moving. Like if I was moving around and, building up some body heat, like I'll start sweating out there when we have to pick up and break down, even if it's 30 degrees, because we got so much stuff that we're wearing. We're prepared to just stand there and not move in the cold. But I've noticed like my muscles just ache. I'll be fine in the morning when I get up, and then be out there like about 11 noon after you're standing out there in those cold mornings. Like just my tendons and my muscles and my arms and my legs, they just start like aching. I've never had to just stand in the cold before though. It's not as easy as it sounds. I mean, yeah, you're just standing there. Yeah. In 27-degree weather. It sucks when you can't warm yourself up by moving around and doing something. I can walk in place and do that sometimes. Get the blood circulating in my feet and stuff. But yeah, a lot of times, you're just dealing with it. And yeah, it's weird. Like I get achy muscles. Not like cramps or anything like that. Like these weird aches.
I swear I heard this somewhere. I don't think it was from you, but maybe it was. But I really don't think it was. But I should have thought of you when I heard it. I think it was like unrelated to show stuff. I think. Maybe it was hunters putting like ground red pepper in their socks. Or was it paprika? It was something like that. It's just something that stimulates blood flow. And putting it in their on their socks, on their feet in the morning before they go to work, because they were doing, or before they went hunting, I think is what it was, to help keep their feet warm.
I'm gonna have to look into that. Yeah, I know cayenne pepper helps regulate blood flow.
Maybe it was cayenne rather than the crushed red, but I think cayenne peppers are red and then they're crushed.
Yeah.
But regardless, not to get too technical, I think either way, cayenne would work. But maybe it was cayenne I remember hearing. I don't know. Again, it was just the distant tolling of a bell in the back of my mind about something. Again, I don't think it was here. But yeah, definitely look into it. I think it was something to help keep your feet warm. Naturally.
I like the old natural. That's for sure. Okay, I got my sign. I feel better now.
Or was it football players? Now that I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure it was football players. Who did I just see? Triggered it. Mr. 1-to-1. So get some foot warmers. And I think that's what was triggering the why, the who. They were football players, and you can't really be running on the foot warmers. It's throwing off your weight, your balance, and your connection to the ground and your shoes and everything you have to do to stay reflexive. But that's what they were doing to keep their feet warm in replace of big bulky foot warmers or whatever it is you got to put in your shoes, socks, or whatever. But and that's why I thought it was interesting, because apparently it works well enough for a lot of them to be doing it. Yeah. That's bullshit. Crack will keep you cold. I've seen it. I've seen many people not pay their electrical bill just to go get some crack. Now, if you smoke crack and you might want to run for 2 or 3 miles, that'll keep you warm. So, in a way, smoking crack can keep you warm. The lighter you use should have a nice big flame to get that initial first hit real melted and gooey and saturated in through your steel wool or steel scrubby, whatever you got jammed into your tire pressure gauge or gas station rose container.
Yeah. I do it before traffic got out.
Dumb, stupid crackheads.
Hey, Bug. Come on, let's go. Bring a treat out to her. Sorry, I just walked in the door. My roommate's like, where are you going? You have a long walk or something? No, I left a sign out. He's like, oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, can't be doing that.
Can't be doing that. Well, we've only got about 14 minutes now left before we get to the end of the show. We are cruising right along. I still expect Walter to pop in at some point. Up late or not, I expect him to.
No.
But he may prove me wrong this morning. Shout out to all you fine folks in chat. I see you there mostly, sometimes, occasionally. I've got chat. Yeah, shout out to all the BitChute chatters that don't exist. Same with all you folks over there on Rumble not chatting it up. Good to see you not over there as well. At this point, I'm just being spiteful. I'll show you. Here's 6 hours of audio you're going to have to save somewhere and pay for storage for me every fucking week. Although I did get paid by BitChute again, like day before yesterday. I got the email and it doesn't show me how much. I didn't even think to look. I'll have to pop over there as soon as I get this hot enough and take this little doodab right here.
Little doodab.
Little doodab. Just a little doodab. I've learned less is more. Well, I mean, not really more, but less is less, and that's good because you don't need more.
Have you tried the new batch?
Of
the new way he's making it, RSO?
Not in the dab rig, I have not.
Oh, yeah, totally different. You're talking dabs.
And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure I've eaten any from the new.
Yeah, he's trying a different way of doing it. Different method.
No more pine stick in a 5-gallon bucket? Or cedar stick?
Some feedback. Yeah. I think he's using a different kind of solvent to break it down. I was using my roommate's guinea pigs.
Yeah, what'd they think?
They loved it. And then they said the new stuff, it came on quicker, lasted about the same, but wasn't as strong. They needed to use more. But I told them that could be their tolerance going up too. Because, you know, it starts off as a rice, and then it turns into like an inch-long worm on your finger. The more you do it.
Dicky, ooey, gross mess that
makes everything all better. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't believe I did that. I'm glad it was there. I'm glad there's no, didn't have to call somebody and be like, hey, I left this, blah, 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 blah. I'm an idiot. Let's tell everybody about it. My flaggers don't even know. I'm the only one. Well, some of them might be listening. I might listen to the show back later. I've told them about the show. And they've told me that they've listened to some.
What's up, flaggers? I really care about you. I was only joking when I made the joke about the flaggots. I was just joshing.
Just joshing. Deeper. Oh. I didn't wake you up this morning, did I? A little bit. Sorry.
Well, hell. A dab just isn't a dab if you don't have your carb cap. And I lost mine. Temporarily.
Moody.
Regina says, Josh or Walt, please tell the story about the mushrooms that aren't cooked properly. That must be a Walt story.
Wasn't he talking about mushrooms Wednesday? Where you eat them and you hallucinate, see shit?
Oh, yeah. See the little people everywhere?
Messing with your food?
Crawling all over your food, crawling everywhere. You just see small people, tiny little people. You know what? I think he dropped a story. I feel
what if we are the Nephilim? Those little people were...
Or maybe I'm Bigfoot. Every once in a while, I'll just waver into your reality, exist for a little bit, and disappear again. You see that dude with that big old fucking face full of hair?
Oh, bad. I'm tired. I stayed up last night. Like an idiot. I wanted a coffee. I didn't have a coffee all day. When I got home, I just wanted a coffee. Warm up a little bit. It was good.
It's good.
Oh, man. Where are we at now? Yeah, I was wondering if we were going to see Walter.
I don't think so. I think he's pushed it about as far as he can. If he's coming, he's got about 7 minutes to do it. There we go. Story out of the BBC. They saw them on their dishes when eating. The mushroom making people hallucinate dozens of tiny humans. Now, I guess that's going to be the picture of the mushroom. Like, could you think of anything better for AI to conjure up a picture for? Than dozens of tiny humans crawling on people's food? For real.
They're testing it out. It'll be in the water next month.
And see, this is China. Makes you wonder. China. Do you believe anything our media tells us and government tells us.
Yeah.
Let's go to China where there's no real big differentiation, I don't think, between the media and the government. Much like the BBC.
They're actually more honest. They just have the one major one. So this is how it is. We have two that tell us the opposite.
If we say you see tiny little people crawling on your food, then by God, you see tiny little people crawling on your food.
Period.
No matter what you eat. But it goes on and on.
You got a storm coming this weekend?
Not bad. Cold. Still colder than usual. And a light dusting, I think they said. Shit, it's already down to 8 degrees.
Yeah. Going up to 42 today. It's 22 right now. It's supposed to start snowing this evening. And then all day tomorrow. Then we're getting up in the 40s, 50s next week. Lows in the high 20s. Sunday and Monday morning is supposed to be like 14 degrees. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. They've been wrong quite a bit lately.
Uh-huh. I wouldn't mind at all getting paid $200,000 just to take a guess at what the weather might be.
Yeah.
Based on what my neighbor said the weather was. I could do that job, I think. Well, we'll just
people calling off, people getting called into work.
Calculate for some minor changes, and it's going to be approximately what it was in the county over. And if I'm off by a couple degrees or a couple inches, then so what? Dawn says what?
She's officially protesting. No more snow.
No more snow. Well, I think you should go out there with all the other protesters and see how well that works out. See what the snow thinks. See how the snow feels about it. I bet you the snow and ice are going to come together and feel about the same way. They're going to give you the cold shoulder, so to speak. Yep. You protest snow, they'll protest ice. I'll protest winter in general, and we'll wait for spring to show up. I think that's great.
We'll all eventually get what we want. Oh, man. I'm starting to get tired again now. It's hitting me. Yeah, I was up late.
Time to live your life like you got the day off.
I'm going back to bed. It's going to be good.
Good.
That about does it, folks.
It does.
Love y'all.
Just about do it. My God, I was going to say I'm going to take another one of those dabs because the last one didn't have the carb cap, so I got to make up for a failed attempt. But I don't have time to do it on the air. So I'm going to do it after the show. So I'll leave it to your imagination to be coughing my head off. Yeah. But this has been the Friday edition of the IRONWORX. So you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Make it a good one. Enjoy it as best you can. And we'll see you back here next week for more of the same, hopefully with a little bit of Walter sprinkled in. Until then, be good, be well, do good, do it well. Remember that we love you. Bye-bye.